What is up, you guys? It's your spiritual fairy godmother, and I am back. Okay, except for I'm not back with another read today. I am back with the Let's Talk About It. All right, y'all. So today we are going to go ahead and talk about relationships. Is cheating the worst thing in a relationship? What you would accept, and all things relationship, I guess. So I guess usually I come on and I tell y'all like what kind of made me want to talk about this or where this came from. I really don't know this time. I just feel like I've been going over a lot of stuff, and it's like everything that I watch, whether it's Grey's Anatomy, oh my god, especially Grey's Anatomy, like I'm rewatching it and I don't like any of the male characters. Like not Derek Shepherd, not Dr. Burke, not Owen Hunt, not Richard Weber. You know, it's like I feel like all of them were not nice men. But so just things in my life have kind of been showing me that like women really do kind of a lot for their divine masculine, for masculine energies, period. For men, like, you know, men lead, but we give them the space to lead. You know, like I don't know, because that's a whole different topic for a different day. But I definitely, for me, feel like women have more of the forgiving, and because men cannot take what they can dish out, but I feel like women have that energy of kind of like needing to heal the home, needing to heal the family while the husband protects the family. So for me, I've been noticing that like love isn't enough. Like love is not enough to keep a relationship, no matter how much you think you want to keep it, no matter how much you think you love that person. I would say respect and compassion and understanding and things like that are a lot more important than just love. Because from what I've been noticing, and I want to ask y'all, like, I feel like cheating not the worst thing that can happen in a relationship, especially now that I have been cheated on. I don't think it's the worst thing in a relationship, but I feel like it has life-changing effects on a person. Like not even just like I've been using this new like oil, and I feel like it's making me itch. I don't know, like, you know, a little here and there. Anyway, yeah, so it's weird doing my Let's Talk About It without a blunt. Like, oh my god. But yeah, so basically I guess it's like love and relationships and marriages or intimate situationships, whatever you want to call it, I feel like can end up being really traumatic. So from my experience, as y'all know, I got cheated by Jonathan, and it was my first ever experience getting cheated on. In my first love relationship, it was a situation where I kind of caught my dude like texting somebody that he worked with, but it was never like I had proof of like them talking to each other or like doing anything with each other or even liking each other. I just had an inkling, you know, like woman's intuition type shit. But with Jonathan, having a woman like show me proof of like, hey, we slept together, we used to date each other, like, or we talked to each other, or, you know, like, and it's crazy because like looking back, my mind was not in the right space. Like the screenshot she sent me is just like, girl, like if I was the side girl, if I was the side woman, I'm sending everything. Nigga, I'm sending pictures, I'm sending locations, I'm sending, you finna get it all. You're finna get everything, every receipt, every time we've ever talked on the phone, like anything, especially if you know you decide shit. Like, why not be building up your shit? I don't know. I could never. No, I'm not gonna say I could never, because I have before. But yeah, like I would say for me, cheating didn't make me leave. Like when me and Jonathan first got together, like I think like a week after we got together, I told him like the one deal breaker I have is cheating. If you ever cheat on me, I will leave you, and that's gonna be the last time we talk. He cheated on me and I left him. And then that same night, I ended up calling him back like, damn, you ain't even gonna try to get me back, right? You ain't even gonna try to call me, like. And at that point, I should have left the relationship. 444, thank you, Cinemasters. I should have left the relationship, but I didn't. I stayed. So in staying, I feel like it created a lot of problems within itself. So I noticed that I was constantly always asking him like, well, what did I do wrong? what was I not doing? So my confidence level was stripped completely. My confidence level was stripped completely. Just how I felt about myself as a woman, and then not only in the midst of, I had just found out I was pregnant the day before I found out that he cheated, which I'm pretty sure what happened was he found out that I was pregnant, and then he maybe ended things with her, and then she came to me that next day like, well, bitch, what the fuck? I got your nigga. Okay, great. But so to me, even though the cheating shit like scarred me and traumatized me, I feel like other things in the relationship kind of traumatized me and scarred me more. And I haven't been in many relationships. I've only really been in 3 major relationships in my life. And honestly, as you get older, you stop counting certain relationships because you realize what it was. Like with my baby daddy, I can honestly say, like, I don't know if we were ever in a relationship. Like, I don't think so. We were just dealing and abusing each other. Like, that's it. But with Jonathan, it was my longest relationship, and I had kids. So that's why I'm able to, I guess, analyze it and speak on it and see kind of like where things were going wrong. So outside of the cheating, a big thing in our relationship was him kind of like holding his feelings in and keeping shit in, and then using it against me, or like saying it in a state of like an argument or something like that. So to me, I was always questioning like if he liked me, because like, for example, I was really, really depressed at a period of time in our relationship, and he went on social media and was like, yeah, your house dirty and whatever. And I'm like, how? Like, you were living here with me, so instead of cleaning up or like getting me out my funk or like washing the dishes and helping me, you chose to fester that and for months feel some type of way about me. So now it was like, when he didn't speak up, or like I would ask him like, what you thinking about? Like, it was kind of like in my mind, I'm thinking something bad, because why won't you tell me what you thinking about? Like, what is, like, so that's the thing. I feel like finances is a big thing in relationships. Like, I was broke throughout majority of me and Jonathan's relationship, not the whole relationship, but majority of it, because I was pregnant. As y'all know, I had 2 pregnancies during our relationship, 1 each year. And both pregnancies, I was very, very sick. I could not work. I was literally like on bed rest for my 2nd pregnancy. And I couldn't work. I was doing little readings here and there, but I couldn't like go up and get a job and go to work every day. Like, the way that I was sick, it was like horrible. So let me tell y'all kind of like a timeline of how things happened. Me and Jonathan met in March 21st. We ended up making it official. He ended up moving in right away, like March, April. He probably moved in April. And then we were just together. So April, May, June. I didn't ask for no rent. I didn't need him for anything. I wasn't asking him for anything. Around April, when he moved in, he was like, well, I need some help. He didn't say this, but he said this is what he felt. But he was like, I got a family. I got to support y'all. Like, okay, so now I got to start hustling. So I had never dealt with anybody who had hustled before, was in the streets or anything like that. So to me, I'm just thinking like, you just a weed man. Like, I don't know about this. So I soon found out that he wasn't just a weed man, that he was enthralled into the streets. And I've never dated a hood dude. I've never done that before, so I didn't know what that experience was going to look like. So when he came to me and was like, hey Caprice, I want to hustle, I'm like, yeah. I was letting him use my car. I gave him re-up money only one time, and that was that. So after that, the summer hit. It's gonna be my birthday in July, and we can't pay the bills. Like, at this point, I'm like, I've been paying the bills by myself for 3 months, but you're living here. Like, you need to help me pay the bills. And I ain't say it like that, but I basically came to him like, I need help. And he's like, well, bitch, who's supposed to help you? Like, how much? Like, I'll give you $200. Like, it was just like, he acted like he didn't know that he was supposed to help me. in his mind, he's like, well, shit, you was doing it by yourself, like, before I came. Like, why aren't you doing it now? But mind y'all, COVID happened. So me working was done. Him working, done. Like, we didn't have to go to work. Like, and it wasn't like, at this point, we just didn't want to work. Like, we didn't have to work. Nobody had to work. Like, it was the beginning of COVID. Like, we wearing masks. We scared to go outside. Like, me and my mama in a crib. Like, you know, so it was we met at a period of time where, I don't know. It was just like the world had shut down. So, it, like, COVID happened. COVID was a relationship, like, destroyer, I would say, because it wasn't like we got to, like, go on dates or, like, court each other and spend time really doing fun stuff. It was hustling. Our life consisted of hustling, sitting in the car, hustling some more, maybe going out to eat, and that's it. So it was real hard. Real hard. So I went from being able to pay bills, being able to take care of myself, to then having a man. And while I have a man, I'm becoming increasingly less financially stable, more broke. So in my mind, I'm so confused as to just like, how are you not seeing this? Like, I see I see your struggles without you having to tell me, because I watch you. How are you not, like, seeing me? Like, how do you don't see that I'm broke? So at this point, I wasn't pregnant yet, but he ended up leaving me. It's COVID. People not really spending no money. Like, it is what it is. Like, it was what it was. At the time, I wasn't having no money. I had my own business. I was doing tarot readings. Like I said, I was able to take care of myself before I met him, and 3 months after I met him. So after that, it was kind of like he ended up leaving me because times was getting hard, and he was just like, I'm stressed out. I'm finna go out of town. I'm not saying that's why he went out of town. He just, you know, he hadn't been home for 5 years. He wanted to see his grandma. 5 years, 2 years. He wanted to see his grandma and, you know, different stuff. In my mind, I'm like, well, shit, you been home for 6 months. If you wanted to see your grandma, you could have been went to Arkansas to go see your grandma. You went to go see her when I needed this rent money. Like, all right, cool. So he left. He left me for an entire month of me struggling and just feeling like I was by myself and all kind of shit like that. So then he came back August, and I ended up getting pregnant. And then, like I said, so I found out I was pregnant. 2 weeks later, I'm sick as a dog. I was already sick. That's how I found out I was pregnant. I ended up telling him. Of course, I found out that he was cheating on me the next day. So mind y'all, I'm pregnant, I'm sick, and I'm now becoming depressed because my man ain't never home. I'm pregnant and my man is never home. So now there's no communication, there's no intimacy, there's no, like, quality time. Like, my man is gone and I'm pregnant sitting here in the bed. So my depression is increasing. Like, it's increasing. So now I'm irritable. I'm putting my hands on him. I'm snapping on him. And that's another thing that I will say, like, abuse. You bring abuse from past relationships. And I brung me putting my hands on him into our relationship. He had never put his hands on me. He had never even was on that, even raised his voice at me or nothing. But when he cheated on me, the day I found out, we fought. And it was up from there. Like, it was up from there. At that point, he started putting his hands on me. I was putting my hands on him. So depression in itself, mixed with being broke and finances, is everything about the relationship was the problem, right? So the not having respect, the not communicating, the not making time, like, all of those things made the relationship what it was. It was never just the cheating. It was never just the communication. It was never just the quality time. It was all of those things. So I feel like as women, when we look at relationships, like, we get so insecure when we don't hear from our nigga. Oh, he put another bitch, or what you doing? And I've been noticing that that's what I've been doing. Like, I'm dating. It's not a secret. Like, you know, I'm dating. And it's kind of like, okay, I could be, like, texting 3 niggas, 4 niggas, however many niggas, whatever. Even if I don't even really like them like that. It's like, if they don't text me back, I will be feeling some type of way. Like, well, what you doing? Like, where you at? Or what you got going on? And that's why I had today. That's why I'm having today, because God is showing me the flaws within myself through, you know, me expressing a lot of my past relationship on these new situations. So, I guess I started to realize, like, no, you're traumatized by getting cheated on, because as soon as the nigga don't answer your phone, your thought is he with a bitch. And that, I guess that's probably what made me think about this, because I've been wanting to film this for like a week. But it's just kind of like, cheating is not just the worst thing. Like, niggas could have issues where they kind of shut you out, or like I was watching Grey's Anatomy. Owen Hunt, yes, he had a whole bunch of trauma. Yes, he was traumatized from the military and all that kind of stuff. But the way he treated Christina wasn't okay. But she made it okay because of his trauma. So even that sometimes can... Another thing that made me want to talk about this, I don't know if y'all watched Tay and Lou here on YouTube, but they came back to YouTube after about a year, and they basically did a video about why their relationship did not work, why they've broken up. And they was basically like, because we were both depressed at the same time. And being depressed at the same time is hard, because it's like, when I'm trying to pull you out, you don't want to go, but when you're trying to pull me out, I don't want to go. You know, it's like operating on two different levels. So just being on opposite pages, being on opposite ends of the spectrum, not wanting the same things, like differences in how y'all handle money, like religion, kids, like parenting, all those things are important when it comes to a relationship. And I think what we do is we look for the perfect relationship. We look for happiness. Once you're in a relationship, it's happy, and that's not necessarily always the case. That's not necessarily always the story. You know, sometimes it just is what it is, where it's like, okay, we together, but a lot of what we're going through this year is not happy. It's real hard to be like, even though we're not happy, like, we still gonna stick it out. Like, we're still gonna choose each other. That's hard. It's easy to be like, well, I'm just gonna walk away. Like, fuck it, you know? Because, yeah, you might be sad for a little while, but eventually another person is gonna replace that person, and you're gonna get over it. But staying is hard. Staying means that you're committed and that you're dedicated to whatever the relationship is. And I'm just noticing how as an adult, there are so many reasons why relationships don't work out. And I feel like all we really talk about is cheating. People do not talk about the financial issues and how they really do affect you and your partner. You know, you do need that equal give and take. I don't care. I'm a woman who feels like I want my husband to take care of me and my kids. I want him to protect and provide. But as a woman, I've realized how that pressure on a man could be detrimental. I've realized how putting my man in that position when he, I was gonna say, didn't deserve to be there, or didn't know how to be there for me, didn't know how to hold that space of the provider, putting him there kind of maybe forced his hand. And I didn't force him into hustling. He was hustling before he met me. But, you know, I just feel like I'm starting to see that relationships are really hard work. Even my relationship with my mom, my relationship with my daughter and my brother and my friends and the people who are closer to me, people who I want to potentially go into business with. You know, it's about realizing, like, dang, just because we have a fight, or just because we disagree, or just because of this, it doesn't mean we have to end our connection. But also realizing when all of those things could potentially happen in your relationship, but it's still not meant for y'all to break up, or it's still not. Some people get cheated on, get abused, you know, very early on into the relationship. And then it's like, you hear a testimony of them at 50, and it's like, yeah, we used to be knocking each other upside the head. He done cheated on me clean time. I done had to pull up. Women who literally talk about how their man had them acting crazy, but now, like, those women are taken care of. Men realize, hey, she held me down. Like, what? And it's hard, because it's like, well, how do you know which nigga gonna real life put you through that shit, but still it's gonna be worth it in the end? How do you know? You don't. You don't. Like, what's been showed to me is that no matter what relationship that you're in, there's a way that a person can hurt you, whether it's they don't fuck good, whether it's they don't communicate, whether it's they don't show up for you in your love language, whether it's they grew up on survival, whether it's they have a different belief system than you, whether it's they're always depressed and you love them, but you don't know how to love them out of it. Like, different things can come up, and it's like, no matter what, even your friends, even your family, like, people are going to hurt you. Like, it's life. It's like, but how do you decide who to just do life with? Like, how do you decide? are there really soulmates? Like, are there really like specific people, or I don't know. Like, I don't know how it works. I definitely be wondering. But anyways, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave y'all comments down below and tell me how y'all feel about relationships and kind of some different ways that relationships can go wrong, or some ways that relationships could potentially end. Yeah, but you hear me talking, so why you just interrupt me?
I don't know.
All right, you guys, I'm out of here.